Hello boys and girls, it's Mrs. Renner. I'm outside of my house right now and it is a beautiful day. The sun is shining and you can see behind me the sky. You have some blue there and the white clouds. It's a pretty day. It's a little windy and when the wind blows it's a little cold. So if you were doing the weather song today, when you sing "What is the weather?" it would be sunny, windy, and a little cold. Anyways, boys and girls, I came outside because we've been talking about that letter this week with Mrs. Musser, the letter Z, which is the last letter of the alphabet. And I decided to come outside because I have a song called Zoom to the Moon. And I thought, what a better way, let's go outside and look at the sky and we can pretend we're a rocket ship and we are going to zoom to the moon. And then we're going to come back home and touch down. So I hope you can sing this song with me. Again, it's called Zoom. You can do it with me and we'll have fun. And after that, I have another song to do with you. It's called Bee Bananas. My nephew Nicholas loves Bee Bananas and we do this at preschool. So I know some of my other friends like that song as well, boys and girls. So we're going to do 2 songs and a couple other things, and then that will be it for this video. So here we go. Let's play Zoom. Get my music on. So when we start this, you want to start down like this and put your hands together like you're a rocket ship and you're down on the ground and you're going to get ready to take off and go to the moon. So are you ready? Are you down in position? Okay, hold on. Sorry. Here we go. You can sing with me. It's called Zoom. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon.
If you'd like to take a trip, climb aboard my
The rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off!
Here we are,
We're way up in the stars.
Here we are, we're way up in the stars. Look at us, we're way up high, clouds and planets flying by. Here we are, we're way up in the stars. Zoom, zoom, zack, it's time we headed back. Zoom, zoom, zack, it's time we headed back. Our friends and family missed us so it's time for us to go.
Zoom, zoom, zack, it's time we're headed back. Boys and girls, you ready to go back? 4, 3,
2,
1.
touchdown!
Touchdown! Good job, boys and girls. So if you want to find that song, it will be under our playlist for April 14th. You'll find Zoom, you'll find the letter Z, and you'll also find Bee Bananas. And that's the next song that we're going to do, boys and girls. So let Mrs. Renner find it. This time you have to pretend you're a banana. So you're going to stand straight up and your arms are going to be down. We have to open the banana, eat the banana, and then we have to go bananas! Are you ready to do it with me? Sometimes it's fun just to do songs. Take a break. Let's see. It's called Bee Bananas. Here we go. You ready? Let me see. Trying.
Bee bananas,
Ready?
bee bananas, bee bananas, bee bananas, peel bananas, peel bananas, peel bananas, peel bananas, eat bananas, eat bananas, eat bananas, eat bananas, go bananas, go bananas, go bananas, go bananas.
Okay, that was a really easy one. So you can find that on our playlist on our YouTube channel. It's called Bee Bananas, boys and girls. I also have a sweatshirt if you want to learn to zipper. Now, zipper starts with Z, just like the song Zoom. So you want to, this is a great time to practice zippering, boys and girls. I know sometimes it's frustrating, but you want to take your sweatshirt, and you can put your sweatshirt on. This is Chloe's sweatshirt, so I'm not going to fit in her sweatshirt. So Mrs. Renner wants to show you how to zipper a sweatshirt. So if you look at the bottom, you'll see the zipper. See how it goes up and down like that? Well, when you zipper, you want to make sure it's always down at the base. Okay? If it's up a little bit like that, it will not connect. It will not connect on this side correctly. So you have to make sure it's down. So it's lined up. See this line? It's lined up. And you're holding it. And you want to take this side and you want to stick that in there. And then you want to pull it up. So let's see how I'm doing here. It's hard when you're not wearing it. So I'm going to pretend I'm wearing it. And sometimes it won't work. And you just have to try again. And that's okay, boys and girls, if it doesn't work. This time I got it. So do you see? So you just want to go up. And you want to zipper it all the way up. Okay? So that's how you zipper. And then you unzipper. And then you practice again. Maybe practice a few times until you get it. It might not work every time. It didn't work for Mrs. Renner the first time. Okay? It's easier if you're wearing it, boys and girls. Let me see here. Oop, it's tricky, huh? Let me see. I need Chloe out here to demonstrate for me. Okay, let me see. See? Try not to get frustrated. Oh, I got it. Just be patient. See that? Look at that. He zippered a sweatshirt. And then, boys and girls, I want to end on a story. It's one of our favorites at preschool. It's called Pete the Cat and His 4 Groovy Buttons. How many buttons? 4. It's written by Eric Litwin, and the pictures are by James Dean. So you can see these are buttons, and there's 4 of them. Pete the Cat and His 4 Groovy Buttons. Let's listen to this story. This is a really cute story. We read this all the time at preschool. It's a great way to learn some numbers, boys and girls. There's Pete. I actually have Pete in the house. I should have brought him for the story. I know all of you like Pete. He's in the house, though. Here we go. Pete the Cat put on his favorite shirt with his 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. Boys and girls, maybe you can sing the song with us. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? If he had 4, how many are left? We can count them. 1, 2. Yes, boys and girls, 3 are left. 4 minus 1 is 3. You were correct. 3. Let's turn the next page. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. It's windy. Sorry. Here we go. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? Do you see in the picture on his yellow shirt? Let's find out. I think you know. He had 3 and 1 popped off. 3 minus 1 is 2. Good job, boys and girls. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. Are you singing, boys and girls? My 4 groovy buttons. Oh, I'm sorry, my 2 groovy buttons. My 2 groovy buttons. So he has 2 buttons left. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 2 minus 1 is 1 button is left. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. Here's our song. My 1 groovy button. My 1 groovy button. Pop! Oh no! The last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? It's my favorite number, and it starts with a Z for 0. Yay! I'm so excited. 0. 1 minus 1 equals 0. There are no buttons left. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? His belly button. And he kept on singing his song. It's all good. My button. I still have my belly button. My button. I still have my belly button. Do you see his belly button? I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness, no. We keep on singing, boys and girls. Buttons come and buttons go. The end. Boys and girls, this was a great story because it's talking about buttons on shirts, and we just talked about zippers, and it's important to practice how to button and how to zipper, and zipper starts with Z, and there was a number in this story that started with a Z. Do you remember? It's Mrs. Renner's favorite number. Can you say 0, boys and girls? 0. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed our story and some of our songs. Have a great day. We'll talk to you real soon. We miss you. Bye-bye.